And here we go. Hey, how's everybody doing? So let's get back to some music. This will be my vinyl playlist number 3, and here we go. Folks that follow me on Facebook in the vinyl community will see the parallel, because I show what I'm playing in real time. Not every day, but a lot, I think. So anyway, Chris Cole, who is very active online, and again, just a fountain of knowledge, you know, John Coltrane 68 is his name here in the BC. Just an amazing wellspring of knowledge of independent, private, pressed releases, Afrocentric music. The man is great. He was bringing up that one of the few records that I have that he doesn't have, because he's got some amazing records, is this one, John Hassel, Vernal Equinox. So I pulled this to show to him. And this came out on the Lovely Music label, I believe associated with Robert Wilson or someone like that. This is 1977. And back at the time, I see that Michael Brook is one of the recording engineers on here, the guitarist. David Rosenboom is on here, Nana Vasconcelos. Great album. Bill Wynant, yeah, man, he's just working with some heavy people here. At the time, in the 70s, I was reading about and absorbing as much information I could about underground music, progressive rock, electronic, the avant-garde, and so I heard about Lovely Music and picked up his mint upon this label right away. So that's how I got this album. I've had it since '77. Early John Hassel. I dare say that John Hassel was an influence on Brian Eno and Brian Eno's approach to ambient music. Also being talked about online was XTC's second album, Go 2. When it came out, it originally came out with an extra EP called Go Plus. I played side 2 of this, which starts with the excellent song Beat Town. XTC were and are very, very creative, and just like Andy Partridge and Colin Moulding in particular, they were like a Lennon McCartney. They really were. And the wittiness, their minds were just like on speed, but a good quality, because their ideas were just amazing. Here's an album I played tonight that I started off, I thought I would just probably cherry pick through it, and I ended up playing the whole album. The Magician's Birthday by Uriah Heep. Came out in 1972 with the gorgeous Roger Dean cover. I think I showed this recently, but I want to share here that Uriah Heep as a band figures importantly into my musical history. They're one of the early bands that I got to see in concert. I saw them first in concert, I believe, in 1971, and then again in 72. Trips down to Lincoln with friends from school, my buddies who had cars and money, who took me along, and my mind was blown. Uriah Heep with Savoy Brown opening one of the times. I don't remember the other time, but both times Uriah Heep was really stunning. Mick Box, very memorable on guitar. I also remember the one of the concerts that he kept drinking Mateus wine, and just, the more he drank, it seemed the better he played. They were having a lot of fun on stage, and they just ripped. East of Eden Things. This is a German re-release in one package of, I believe, their first 2 albums, East of Eden and Mercator Projected. Mercator Projected in particular, in my opinion, is an absolute classic progressive rock masterpiece. And I mean that seriously. It's one of those both sides, but side B in particular. It's a concept album. Side 2 in particular is just immaculate. It starts. I'd play it, but well, I will actually. I'll start playing it. Damn the copyright police. Listening in the background right now to a band from Argentina called Banana. Let me make sure. Yeah, I was listening to Banana. Now this is something I have in my archives on my computer. I don't have the vinyl, but good band from Argentina. Banana. I think the name of the album is On Es Tiempo de Sonar. Good stuff here now. I'm going to switch over here to this is East of Eden. Oh, I just love this. Oh. I know you can barely hear it because of all this noise I'm making, but at any rate, I'm not supposed to be playing it for you anyway because I don't have permission, but this album is fantastic. East of Eden. Mercator projected. Original copies of the album on vinyl are generally fairly pricey. I'm glad I have this. Let me turn this down a bit and keep going. Earlier tonight, I listened to Good Times, Bad Times by Led Zeppelin. I really liked that song by Led Zeppelin. And then, the second song is all right, but it's just the opening track to me. I'll never forget the first time I heard it, and I still think it's just a really excellent song, Good Times, Bad Times. So listen to this tonight, Led Zeppelin. Yeah, I still remember the very first time I heard it as a kid when it first was released, when I heard it on the radio. It was that different. It was that good. It was. Okay, let's keep going here. David Borden, the new Mother Mallard Band, and not today. David Borden is, again, a name that may be new to some and not to others. He's a composer who I liken to Steve Reich and Terry Riley. His style is, there's a rhythmic layering to it. Mother Mallard's Portable Masterpiece is an early work of his that I no longer have on vinyl. That is well known to those. This is fantastic. On Cuneiform, 1985, I believe. Yeah, this is an excellent. Philip Glass comes to mind, but I like this better, actually. When I compare to Philip Glass, I like David Borden better. Highly recommend this, and not today. Now I gotta share this. This is so cool. Sid Arthur, Sound Mirror. I've been raving about the band, and many of you folks have picked up on them as a result, and you've found out what I was raving about. As I shared with you, I saw them live with Ghost of a Saber-Toothed Tiger. We met and we really got on. And I know that I'm a fairly decent judge of people and what happens. Fairly clear about what really happens. And I could tell that I really connected with Raven, in particular, of Sid Arthur. So we friended up on Facebook and we've corresponded. Now here's what's really cool, is that when they announced that they had got the tour with Yes, I congratulated him on Facebook. I just said, man, that's just great to hear about, I mean, this is something that even though they're working their asses off it's the sort of business and career move that is important and good. And so I congratulated him, and he shot back, hey, if you, want to see us, I can get you tickets. And I was blown away, just that he would even say that, okay. So, turns out I checked, and they're coming close. They're coming to Kansas City. And just to tie things together here, I'm going to turn this down some more. It's distracting me because I like it so much. I want to listen to it, but I want to finish the story. My buddy, Nick Fackler, and my bandmate, in Dreama, he's also in the band Icky Blossoms, so that some of you folks know. His birthday was this week. It was Thursday, the 31st. He turned 30. And I turned Nick on to Yes. He's a big Yes fan. So I messaged him a couple days ago and said, would you be into going to see Yes if I can get us tickets? Because both he and I are working musicians, and so money is, as quick as you get it, it's gone. And he said, yeah. So I got a hold of Raven Bush. Kate Bush's nephew. All this name dropping is fun. It's fun. It is. It's neat. It's part of the trip. So anyway, I messaged Raven and said, hey, by the way, I see, you're playing Kansas City. Can I really get tickets from you? And he got back to me and he said, yeah, you're on. You and a guest. So, it really, I just about upset the stack of records. That was my response. I mean, how genuine is that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know the guy is just a guy, and that's what's cool, he's just another human being. But the whole trip of working in the music business and dealing with success on the different levels can really go to one's head, and it can affect one in many different ways. So the genuineness of the guys in Sid Arthur and Raven in particular, that really touches me, because I'm pretty skint right now, as they say in the UK. Pretty broke in general. So I can go see Yes. Nick is going to drive. We'll split the gas. I can do that. Thanks to Raven of Sid Arthur. They'll be opening. Man, I can't wait, and Yes is doing their new album. Plus, they're doing Fragile and Close to the Edge all the way through. This is great. Had to share that. Phil Woods and his European Rhythm Machine live at the Frankfurt Jazz Festival. This is smoking jazz. Phil Woods is a jazz saxophonist who really deserves to be there amongst many of the giants. Gordon Beck, Henry Texier, and Daniel Humer are the rhythm section on here. This really smokes. The die cut cover. This smokes. Their version of Freedom Jazz Dance on here is excellent. Eddie Harris, classic, fantastic. Played some classical today. I put a bunch of it away, but kept this out. I was listening to Debussy's Sonata in G minor. This is an album that, a lot of times you can pick up classical albums cheaply used, and this is, let's see if I can find, Arthur Grumio and Istvan Hajdu. It's a Japanese pressing that I got for a quarter. I love Debussy. Fauré is on here too, and Frank. Those composers are on here as well, and I like Gabriel Fauré's composing as well. I have some records out that I haven't played yet, so I'll just show the ones I played. Different days on YouTube, on Facebook can have themes. Thrash Metal Thursday is a recurring one. Today it was Soundtrack Sundays, and so I showed some soundtracks. Here's one that I showed and listened to, Ennio Morricone's Univita Venduta. I haven't seen this film. It's apparently a war film, and the soundtrack is heavy and discordant. Ennio Morricone shows his skill as a composer with this. It's really conjures up war. Another soundtrack I listened to is this one, Salvation. I saw the movie when it came out, but I don't remember it too well. But Arthur Baker, New Order, and Cabaret Voltaire in particular have music on here, and I like this soundtrack. I listened to this soundtrack today, Black Orpheus. Music by Antonio Carlos Jobim and Luis Bonfa. I can't remember this film. I think I've seen it, but this music is really intense is the word. Even the quiet tunes, it's intense. Pulled out some techno singles today, and of note was this one, Amir with Body Music on Tapas Recordings. This came out in about 2007 or 8. Really excellent electronic techno music. Got to put my peepers on as I'm gonna just again keep things out that I haven't played yet. I'll just save those. More techno, Angel Alanis and Casper Weiss, Old People Causing Accidents on A Squared. This was excellent. Really enjoyed this today. Yes, there is the techno influence on my music, absolutely. On flyover and stuff that I'm doing, yes, absolutely. Here's a Spanish label, Disc de Lata, and this particular release is Expansio and Eslaban doing a track called Madrid Barca 01. Again, this was killer. Really enjoyed this today. Really enjoyed this. More techno, Tiger Stripes, Kayoko. I think this is from it's from Europe somewhere, but this one again was played this a couple times because it was just subtly really good. Kayoko by Tiger Stripes, just repetitive but just really sweet, really nice. The one that kind of got me going on this was this Vernis December remixes. This is house techno, actually more techno, but it's also house. But I like this because house I tend to think of with vocals, and this is instrumental. Really good, about 2007. This reminds me that I received some rare and much appreciated vinyl community love train in the mail yesterday. This was sent to me. Thank you so much, Eric. Chief Commander Ebenezer Obe and his Miliki Sound. This is Juju High Life music from Nigeria, about 1975-76. Put out a ton of records, and this is well played and beat, but I love it. It's the real deal. You know, they just no bands. The band just goes until they're done. You know, just one song right through to the next, and it's very hypnotic, wonderful. Chief Commander Ebenezer Obe. I imagine several people in the VC have some of this music. This is my first album by him. Greatly appreciated. Was listening to some Fetus off the wheel the other night, whole. Now this is some stuff that is early sampledelic, and so as a result there's a bit of clunkiness to some of this, and yet at the same time Fetus, Jim Thirlwell, was on the cutting edge, and so in that sense this is still pretty cool listening. And he was into being in your face, I would say. I haven't really digested a whole lot of what he's saying, and can't remember. There was a time. Here's another one, Calamity Crush. Fetus Art Terrorism. On the VC, there's a VC member, David Pierce. I think he makes videos too. Can't remember his name here in the community, but big time Hawkman fan. And apparently his first show seeing was like one of the big festivals, and Hawkman was playing. So I've been playing Hawkman, and I pulled Hawklords. This is Hawkman when they had to change their name for a while. And this is excellent. On Charisma, Hawklords. You know, even what I, you know, when it came out, I didn't know what the cover was about. But, you know, it's like to be, anyway, you know, this has always been part of rock. The playing of images, and who knows what this is talking about, but the album's excellent. Power Tools, Bill Frisell, Ronald China Jackson, and Melvin Gibbs. In the realm of jazz, in the realm of improvisation as well. Really spacious, spatial, atmospheric music, just fantastic. A one-off album that they made. Let's see when this came out. Excuse me. 1987. Power Tools. Just fantastic. Was getting off on some Can Unlimited Edition, and this is the Carolyn Records release. It also came out in Germany on Harvest. You might have that too, but this is just Can. You know, Can just, you know, in so many ways, just by through all the experimenting and recording that they did back in the 60s and 70s, just opened so many doors. I mean, again, I'm thinking there's probably umpteen musicians and artists who around the world were doing the same thing at the same time, or if not earlier than Can, what they're recognized for. But these guys really broke a lot of ground by capturing a lot of what they recorded and sharing it with us. Sunny Day Real Estate, The Rising Tide. Now this is something that I just happened to find it used years ago. Green vinyl. I didn't really know the band at the time, but boy, am I glad I bought this, because this is like a classic. Man, this is just an excellent album. Killed by an Angel. I had to play that over a few times and over. Brett Helms' Life on This Planet blog. If you see this, Brett, I know that you dig the song The Ocean, and so when I played that, I thought of you, and it's like, yeah, man, yeah, I can see why. Disappear is another one of my favorites on here. This album is fantastic. Sunny Day Real Estate. The drummer went on to join Dave Grohl in Foo Fighters, if I got that correctly. I definitely like what this band was doing, more to my liking. Wayne Johnson. This is something that I have found a couple of his albums. Wayne Johnson Trio. Cheaply, you know, and I finally picked them up. It's on the lighter side compositionally of fusion jazz than what I like in general, but the playing is really good on here. Wayne Johnson Trio. Jim Johnson on bass, who I have met and has played on several excellent Alan Holdsworth albums. So the musicianship on this is worth it alone, and I think some people would really find this music refreshing. Terry Riley. This man's been being discussed online. And this is music from a soundtrack, Lifespan. This is just incredible. Terry Riley. A composer, musician that you must know about. He's one of those people. I'm going to keep going here. Teddy Wilson. Sounds like stride piano, early jazz. This was recorded in from 1935 through 1937. The Teddy Wilson piano solos. Just pulled this and decided to play it, and just was a really wonderful ride. Art Ensemble of Chicago. This also was a treat recently. Great black music at Jackson in Your House. This was a time when, again, they were just very vibrant. Art Ensemble of Chicago. This is very psychedelic as well as jazz. It's psychedelic. Very potent and sneaky. It's like they'll just, all of a sudden, you'll find yourself in a place if you really let this music happen. Just let it go. They take you places. Art Ensemble of Chicago. This is really killer. This is a reissue here. I have several of these BYG's originals, but this one is a reissue. Played this recently. I'm going to keep going until I'm done. Francis Monkman, Energism, from the band Curved Air. He was originally in Curved Air, also in Sky. Electronic, this is on Klaus Schultz Innovative Communications label. This is not essential, it's nice. I like what I'm doing better, if I can just put it on that level. It's electronic. This is pretty good. Ryuichi Sakamoto, Esperanto, music that he did for a Namjoon Pike collaboration. This is fantastic. From the 80s, Ryuichi Sakamoto, bless him, and hopefully he does okay with this cancer. You know, beat it, man. Beat it, Ryuichi. This man has been such an inspiration, continues to be, in many ways musically for me. Yellow Magic Orchestra and Ryuichi Sakamoto. I can't put it into words why. He's just an inspiration. We all have people and things in our lives, for whatever reason, they resonate. You know, Sakamoto and the Japanese band YMO, they've just loomed large. Acceptor, Self-Destruction, band from New York. I think one of the members has passed away. This is just weirdness, which, you know, when I'm in the mood, if it's done right, I like it. This is just, it's cool. Kind of weird, kind of queasy, electronic-y, not all electronic-y. Self-Destruction is a good title for this album, Acceptor. Perennial Divide. This is just a 12-inch single, but this is cool. Jack Danger's best known for his band Meat Beat Manifesto. This is the band he was in before that. And this 12-inch is produced by Andy Partridge of XTC, and this is just excellent. B-Head. This is cool. On the, in my opinion, the very collectible Sweatbox label. I think it's collectible. Played this, and it's like, man. In Spiral Carpets, find out why. It's been a long time since I've listened to this. When the baggy thing, Manchester, I just have this connection with Manchester. In Spiral Carpets, love this. One side is a live plane crash. It's live, and they just jam for like 20 minutes. It's great. Brunel Enderle. This was a VCLT to me from Axel Book, and I played this the other day, and this is really wonderful. Bubbly, burbling synthesizer music along in the family of the Tangerine Dream Klaus Schultz approach. Brunel Enderle. Really good. Hope Beyond Menace. This is good. Axel, if you see this, thank you again, my friend. Thank you so much. This music and this vinyl, these records are so greatly appreciated. Revisited Conduits. Friends of mine from Nebraska, they no longer exist, but and my former bandmate Jenna Morrison, who is the singer of this band, their one solo album, Conduits. I still love this. And don't mind plugging myself. Misery Train, the single from this, the video for it features me in the cast. But this is a good shoegaze. It is, it's shoegaze. Discipline, King Crimson. Hadn't played this forever. Excellent. Thank goodness, you know, when they decided, and this has got a textured cover. That is textured. Thank goodness when Robert Fripp decided to reactivate King Crimson and they did this album. What a comeback. One of my favorite albums of all time, Faust 4. One of my favorite albums of all time. I also, original, it's an original UK. I sample something off of side 2 from this on Sonisphere Stew. And I love it because no one can recognize what it is I sampled from here. Because that's how I do my sampling, you know. I take stuff and I completely recontextualize things. Lastly, I'll show here Rainer Bruning House. Freeway, German, on ECM. Keyboardist. Rainbows come to mind when I hear this music. Wonderful. Who else is in the band? Kenny Wheeler, John Christensen, yeah. So I know I've gone a long time here, but just like the last one, I spoke at night. I'm speaking at night, so I'm going to let this upload. You know, and it'll just take as long as it needs to take. So those of you that don't mind or kind of like the long ones, here's another long one for you. And so this is number 3 of playlists, but as my last 2 videos show you, I'm going to always stay free to use my channel as I wish. And sometimes these issues of these human issues, which is what I call them, when they come up, it's like sometimes the opportunity is like, yeah, I want to share my 2 cents, and so I do. Anyway, that's some music for you, and I hope that the world is treating you well. If any of you don't have my music, haven't heard me, oh yes, I keep forgetting. Several videos back, I shared some new music that I have been writing and recording here. For some reason, there's problems with Bandcamp uploading, so I'm not able to upload music on Bandcamp. So there's like 3 or 4 new tracks on my SoundCloud page. Murphy is one that some people were expressing interest in. Now you can listen to it. I'll make it downloadable, but I gotta see about that with SoundCloud anyway. But some new tracks are up, and go have a listen. I'll put the link down below.